Welcome back to the No Limit Crypto channel. So in this video we are going to take a look at Solana. Solana is creating this nice triangle pattern right here. So if you enjoy these daily Solana and other cryptocurrency videos, please consider liking and subscribing. And if you want to get real-time info, go and follow my Twitter. The link is in the description. So yeah, let's get right into it. So I'm going to give you my reasoning why I think that this triangle is going to break to the downside, and we are going to look at possible support levels that might come in. So I think we are breaking this to the downside. So reason number one, I got my channel back. Had to make a cut here. But we have broken under this channel. No, we have not broken it with a lot of momentum, but we have broken under the channel. This is not a decisive thing, because in the end these are just lines in the sand, and it depends on every trader and every market viewer how they draw them into the sand, basically. Oh, and then reason number two, we broke, this looks much better on the 4 hour. So we have this trend line on the RSI on the 4 hour chart, and we broke under it. At the same time, we broke under the support line, the trend line. We broke under this support line in the RSI, and at the same time we moved under the 50 line right here. So this, it's gonna be hard to recover from this. So yeah, reason number three is we created a hidden bearish divergence. So we created a higher high on the RSI and a lower high on the price action. So that means a hidden bearish divergence. If you want to see, we have it right here. So on the momentum indicator, or the RSI in this case, we created a higher high, and on the price action we created a lower high. So that is a hidden bearish divergence. So it doesn't look good. When you add all of these things together, it doesn't look good for Solana. Like, we know that the move is going to happen. Like, every time the market, the volatility goes away, we are anticipating a large move. I'm really not using Bollinger Bands as a trading strategy for anything, but it's a good way to indicate that something is about to happen, because when Bollinger Bands tighten up, that means that there's going to be a big move. You can see right here what happened when the Bollinger Bands tighten up. We went crazy upside. So right now something is about to happen. Let's take away the Bollinger Bands and take a look at our EMAs. EMAs on the hourly, making some bearish crosses over here. The green line, which is the driving line, you might say, is the 12 EMA, and right now it's at the bottom. The yellow, it's a 26 EMA, is crossing the 100 EMA, which is the pink one, and the blue one is the 50 EMA. So it looks like we might move towards us being in a really bearish position. So the bearish scenario for this is green on the bottom, yellow, blue, and after that the pink. That is the worst case scenario that we might end up in. So yeah, when you add all of these things together, it doesn't look like we are going up. If you want to take a look at the target, like even the target for this triangle is pretty underwhelming if we go up. It doesn't really, it might take us like back into this zone or this channel, but it doesn't really, like obviously if we break to the upside, it is a good start. We start making higher highs, higher lows again, and at that point the market might turn around. But in general, that's pretty underwhelming. So I think what we need to do right now is we are going to look for support levels. Where are we going? And I have this Fibonacci from the top to the bottom, and we know these are our most important levels: 38, 50, 61, 78. These are the most, like the market will at some point, almost always, almost 100% of the time, the market almost 100% of the time comes back down to test this zone right here. It doesn't necessarily need to happen now, but at some point we will retrace back to 61 or 78 or somewhere in this region. So let's look at volume profile. So the interesting thing in the volume profile is that these Fibonacci lines have had the highest volatility also. Not volatility, the highest volume, sorry. And you can see that the way I'm drawing this, I'm looking for these peaks. This is obviously the first peak. We're lucky if that would be our first support line. But I'm just looking for a peak and I'm drawing a support line over there. A possible support line. So let's put it away and look at this. All of these are fairly likely. I think, like, no, but I don't really want to guess. It's all guesswork, but every time we break one of these support lines, look at the next one. And none of these support lines are actually that bad for the overall market. I don't know if those lines are over here, but let's just for the example take this 73 line and just look at it for a while. Let's go over here. Let's put on the weekly chart, and we can actually have the 100 there. You know, retracing back to the 100, doing something like this. Like, oh, fuck. It's not that bad. Like, we still create a significant higher low, which is the most important thing. And what comes after that low is the next important thing. So I'm just saying, I don't think this is the end for Solana. I think Solana is going to cool off for a while. This is not the end. This is not a pump and dump. This is just going to be a short cool off period, and then we're ready to move back up. So if you enjoyed this video, please consider liking and subscribing, follow my Twitter, etc., etc. Thank you very much.